This is so embarrassing, but for 19 years, I had no clue that cakes were supposed to be dry. I came to Chicago in 2007, and I came here with the expectation that all cakes were gonna be soaked in brandy with that crunchy almond icing that I knew back from Puerto Rico. And to my surprise, they were all kind of dry and bland, and the icing was mostly like whipped cream. Like, I didn't know what I was getting into. So I started looking everywhere to try to find somebody that made Borinken cakes. So in 2010, my son was about to turn 3 years old, and I wanted to have something nice for his birthday, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I asked my mom in Puerto Rico, and they were like, well, they're just called bizcochos mojaditos, which is just a soaked cake. And honestly, like, that didn't help at all. So after failing miserably, I called my aunt, which is a professional baker in Puerto Rico, and she told me the recipe for the bizcocho mojadito. I tried it for the first time and it worked. I was so excited that I finally had a taste of my island here in Chicago. And I showed it to all my family and friends here, and they were so impressed because they never had a cake like this. Even my Mexican father-in-law, who doesn't really like cake, loved this cake, and I was over the moon. People kept telling me that I should open a bakery, but I was back then a designer, so that was not in my plans. But after losing my job 7 years later, the pandemic happened, and all of these negative things came at once. My aunt, who taught me how to do it, passed away. I realized it's my time to do it. So with the help of my mom and my sister, we started Borinken Cakes. Now, I had zero business experience, zero savings. So when I started this, I started from the ground up. We literally started selling on the streets of Chicago. But somehow we made it work. We've been in business for 3 years already. It hasn't been smooth sailings. We have good years, bad years, and we've been relying solely on word of mouth and organic social media. I would love to be able to reach more people so they can experience the same thing I did when I had my cake after years being away from the island. And even introduce new people that have never had a Borinken cake to experience it for the first time. So if you can help us achieve that, that will mean the world to me. That will mean that we'll have a steady income, that we'll be able to maybe grow and hire more people and bring more smiles and more joy and happiness to our community.